Yo, what's going on guys? Caleb Cleans here. In this video, I just want to showcase and show you guys my window cleaning and pressure washing setup. This one right here is about a $50,000 setup. But before I go into that, I just want to preface to you guys that you do not need this much of an expensive setup. There are plenty of alternatives, but this one fits my needs the most. So I just want to start off and say you can start your own business. If we go over here, you can grab one of these guys, and then you can grab one of these, $50 for a scrubber and a squeegee, and then, you know, take some Dawn dish soap from your kitchen sink or whatnot, and then boom, you can be making a lot of money in cleaning. Same with pressure washing. I mean, I don't have it here, but I started with a 1.5 GPM pressure washer with, you know, a 12-inch surface cleaner, no chemicals, no nothing, and then I gradually upgraded throughout the process, right? So I had the squeegee and the scrubber, and then I got a single stage tank with the pole, and then we go over here, and then I got a 3-stage tank, you know, better brushes, rinse bars, poles, and then, you know, we got this badass setup built, and then now I just have the window cleaning system mounted on it. So this is all just about efficiency for me, because if you start out, like I said, with the 1.5 GPM, and then you go up to a 3, that could double your cleaning time. Same thing like I did. I went from 1.5 to a 4 to a 6, and then now I have 2 8s and a bunch of other pressure washers. But do you know how much money, how much more money that I've made by just having better equipment to get the jobs done faster and better? Literally, you can do double the jobs if you upgrade, double the equipment. But let's get into it then. So this is a Ford F250. This is a single cab. We have a 6.2 liter V8 engine in there. And whenever you're getting a truck for your business, it all depends on what you're gonna use it for, right? I knew I was gonna get this skid, so I got this truck as well paired together kind of at the same time, because it's all about like payload capacity, especially for bigger rigs that hold like 200 gallons of water and 100 gallon of chemical. Like that's a lot of weight right there in liquid itself, and then not even counting the skid itself or any of the equipment on it. So whenever you're looking for a truck, first off, figure out why you're gonna use the truck and what's gonna be on it, and then you can kind of decide off there. And these single cabs, they have a bit more load, they have a bit more payload capacity on them. You can literally just ask ChatGPT for the payload and the specs, and it'll kind of help you out there. So that's the truck right there. And then we have an older wrap on it. I'm getting these 2 trucks rewrapped. I'm getting this truck wrapped on Monday, and then I'm gonna get this one rewrapped the same new kind of style as that. So let's get into the skid then. Right here, this is just the box, waterproof box that holds all the batteries. This powers the pressure washer and powers the pumps. And then we just have, you know, guns and attachments and anything else we might need on the job, like O-rings. You know, we have like a toolbox inside the truck, so we can fix anything, and we have the equipment to fix it on the job, so that way we don't have to waste time. And then if you look right here, this is a part of the soft wash system. So you guys can like take a screenshot of this or write this down. This is the percentage of sodium hypochlorite that you would use for each surface. I'm not gonna go over it all, but take a screenshot. There it is right there. And then right beside it, we have a 7-gallon soap tank. This just holds, you know, soap or surfactant. I mainly use this just for roof washes because you don't need soap to wash houses or wash like any flat work really. Surfactant is mainly for like roof shingles, slate, clay, or tiles, sorry, just to really stick on there so it's all just flow down. You want it to stick for a bit and kill all the organics. So that's the purpose of the surfactant right here. This is the mixer. This is a 12-volt soft wash system. So this is just a mixer, so you can dial in all your chemicals, and then you can reference based off that sheet in there on what to use. So if you look on the back side, this right here is a 5.3 GPM Remco pump, and then this is just the switch to turn it on and off. So this is the soft wash system. Literally, you're gonna turn the pump on right here. Now it's gonna dial in whatever percentage you put it at. So right here, we have the water, soap, chemical, and then we have an extra spot for another soap if we needed. All you do is, boom, turn it to, let's say 5 if I'm doing a roof. I'm gonna spray it on. Once I'm done, turn it back. Now it's just gonna be water coming through, so it rinses the system, and this is kind of what this is for as well. You turn it up, it'll be pulling chem, pull it down, it'll be doing water, and this just flushes it all out. So that's the soft wash system. You definitely don't need like this good of a setup. This is like kind of the best stuff you can buy besides gas powered soft wash systems. You know, you have the P40, the ARs, whatever. But you can literally start like I did with an X-Jet. You can have a downstream injector, but you can't use the downstream injector for a lot of things. If we go over here, I'll talk about it real quick. So there's 3 different types of downstream injectors. First, you have just the regular downstream injector. Second, you have the downstream injector bypass. And then third, you have the remote downstream injector. Obviously the remote is the best. It's literally just a remote. I have it on my Ford Ranger skid, but it's raining right now. Click a button, it'll blink lights showing it's downstreaming. Click it again, now you're rinsing, and you can be like, your truck's in the front of the house, and then you're in the very back of the house washing the home, and you can switch it right then and there. So all this equipment is just about efficiency and how fast you can get a job done and how well you can complete that job as well. So this is obviously the main part of the skid, which is the pressure washer. This is like the Lamborghini of pressure washers right here. This is a Honda GX690, and then we have a custom unloader with an 8 GPM pump on it. So pretty much, when I first started, I started out with the 1.5 GPM pressure washer, and then upgraded to a 4, and then a 6, and then an 8. So imagine if I have a 4 GPM pressure washer and an 8 GPM pressure washer side by side. This one's gonna get done faster, do a better job, and make more money in a day. So by doing a simple upgrade, like doubling your GPM on your pressure washer, hypothetically, you're doing double the jobs in a day and making double the money. So little stuff like that adds up, and that's what this entire skid is about. It's all about efficiency, doing a good job, and doing them all in a timely manner and trying to get a lot of jobs done in a day, because that's how a business runs, right? More jobs, more money, and that's why I've upgraded all my equipment, obviously not at once, but gradually throughout the last like 2.5 years. And then we come over here. This is the 11-gallon aluminum gas tank that powers the pressure washer. And then if we look right here, it's just a 200-gallon water tank, 200s, and then 100-gallon chemical tank behind it. And it's all plumbed up super well. I got this skid built by a company in Oregon. So pretty much right here on the pressure washer, that big blue hose, that comes from the water tank, and it filters the water and then pulls it into the pressure washer. And then this whip line right below it goes to the reel and then shoots the high pressure water out of that hose over there. And then if you see this yellow line right here by the unloader that goes back into the water tank up there, that is pretty much just preserves the pump. So whenever you're pressure washing, it's constantly building pressure. And because of that, whenever you're not on the gun holding pressure, instead of just building up pressure, it'll just release all that water back into the tank. So it'll help preserve water and preserve your pump as well. Right here, this is the main window cleaning equipment on the skid. This is a 4-stage Tucker window cleaning system. So we have the membrane, the DI resin, the sediment, and the carbon filter. And then we have a pump right there as well. That way, once my guy gets to the job, all he has to do is hook up the water hose to the spigot. Unless he already has water in his tank, then all he has to do is turn on that window cleaning pump right there, pull out his water fed pole, and he can start cleaning immediately. So like I said before, all of this is about efficiency and how fast we can get these jobs done while still doing a good service. So that pretty much just pulls from the water tank, filters all the water, and then it'll push it out of that top reel right there. That's the window cleaning reel. And then back here, we just have the water fed pole with the, I think this is 5/16 hose, garden hose, and then just some extra pressure hose down there. So this skid is very well formatted. That's why it was expensive, because this is like the best equipment you can buy for residential window cleaning and pressure washing. While we're back here, we have the surface cleaner rack, and then we have a ladder rack as well. So this one is a 19-inch Whisper Wash. It's a very good surface cleaner. Whenever you're surface cleaning, huge tip for you guys, whatever GPM your pressure washer is, times that by 4, and that's like your maximum amount of inches for a surface cleaner you should get. So let's say if I have a 4 GPM, you should get a 16-inch. I personally had a 20. You do have to go a lot slower, but GPM times 4 equals your surface cleaner inch radius. So this mini Mondo right here, this is also a Whisper Wash. This is either a 31 or 32-inch surface cleaner. And because I have an 8 GPM, it'll work perfectly. You can't use this surface cleaner with anything under 8 GPM, or you really shouldn't. I kind of should be using a 10 GPM with this, but it gets the job done, and it's just such a bigger radius to, you know, clean these driveways faster. And then also with these bigger surface cleaners, it's pushing out a lot of water. And with this one, instead of just one singular spinning bar at the bottom like that one, this one has two. So there's actually 4 on this one. And I just have to put this 10-pound weight kind of on the front, because otherwise it's just going to lift up while I'm cleaning and, you know, pretty much get yourself soaked, get your legs soaked. So some surface cleaners, you do have to put a little bit of weight on the top of it, so that way it's not flying up and you can actually clean the surface correctly. Next, we'll go on this side. So these are all the reels on the thing. And the good thing about these is they are all electric. They're all powered by that battery over there, same as all the pumps. And the reason why I got these electric reels, I mean, they're worth the money if you're at that stage in the business, but just for like my technician's daily life, all of this stuff makes it 10 times easier. You know, a lot of my technicians didn't have it like me when I first started, when I was literally taking out my pressure washer out of the back of the SUV, same with the window cleaning equipment, all this stuff. They can pull up to a job, do the job great and in a timely manner. So little stuff like that, like saving time, reeling up the hoses at the end of the job, saving time by just getting to the job and being able to clean the windows within like literally 5 minutes. All this stuff just adds to making the business more money, because, you know, everything I have in the business is an investment, right? It's to make more money, do things better and do things faster. So all these little things on the skid, they all tie in together to the main point of the business, which is scaling, making more money and growing your team pretty much. But we'll start right here. These two are kind of out of order right now, but these are two 18-inch electric reels. This one is just the water fill hose for the water tanks. So the technician, there'd be a water hose on here, pulls up to the house, fills up the water tank, and then it will start filling these two tanks. And then you can't see it, but inside of it, we have it's called a Hudson float valve. So whenever the water is, you know, probably 80, 90% full, it won't fill the water anymore. It'll stop it. That way, you know, it's not going to overflow if you don't need that much water. And then this one up top, same 18-inch electric reel. This is the window cleaning one. So I'd have all that little 5/16 window cleaning hose on this one. That way, if he already has water in the tank, or if he doesn't, hook up the spigot and then pull this, hook it to the water fed pole, and you can immediately start cleaning windows. Next, right here, we have the pressure washing reel. This is 5/8 pressure hose, and then we have a DN10 ball valve on the end. If you guys do not have a DN10 ball valve, you should get one immediately. This is probably 50 to 100 bucks. And the reason for this is because if you don't have one, this just turns the pressure on and off. So I can easily quick connect while my pressure washer is still on. I can turn off the pressure. Now nothing's coming through, and then I can hook it up to the surface cleaner or hook it up to the gun for a house wash. And then also the point of this is for rinsing. You can have no attachment on this, and you'll turn the pressure in the sweet spot, which is about a little bit less than halfway. And then this is the highest pressure you can use to rinse. This is how you rinse driveways very thoroughly, is you just use the DN10 ball valve. And then also it's very important for switching between attachments, because otherwise you would have to turn off your pressure washer, turn off the water, you know, hook up to the surface cleaner or hook up to a gun and then turn it all back on. So this prevents all of that. And then like I said before, this is just the downstream injector bypass. You just turn this ball valve, it's the same thing, it's just for a different purpose. Turn this, now you can downstream SH. And with all the downstream injectors, you want to make sure to get the right GPM. It'll say it on the side. I'll grab one over here. So as you can see on this one, this is a 2.3, if you can see that, and then it's for 5 to 8 GPM pressure washers. So whenever you're buying a downstream injector, it's all based off what GPM your pressure washer is. So we'll go back over here. I have 8 GPM, so this is that same downstream injector meant for an 8 GPM. And this ball valve just switches it. So what I mainly use this downstream injector for, and how it's different from the soft wash system, is just the amount of chemical that comes out. So we have pure 12.5% sodium hypochlorite in that chemical tank. And downstream injectors are a 1:10 ratio. So whenever I'm pulling from this downstream injector from the chemical tank, it's gonna come out of this hose. and it'll dilute it 1 to 10. So we have 12.5% in the tank. It dilutes it 1 to 10. So coming out of this pressure hose would be 1.25% sodium hypochlorite. And if you remember from that reference image for all the dilutions of the chemical over there, there's 1% for the top one. You know, you're gonna need more than 1.25% SH for a lot of materials if you're doing, you know, the services I do, which are roof washing, house washing, driveway flat work, and window cleaning inside and out. You don't use any chemicals for window cleaning, obviously. This is just for pressure washing. And that's the difference between the downstream injector and the soft wash system, is just the amount of chemical that's being pulled. And then we'll just transition to this. This is the soft wash system. This is 1/2 inch soft jet hose. And then we have a ST510 with a J-rod on the end. And like I said, the whole point of this soft wash system is just using higher percentages to clean, let's say, brick, shingles, any type of like stone, limestone. You're gonna have to up the percentage, especially if it hasn't been cleaned in years, if not, you know, decades. So that's kind of like the entire setup in a gist right there. Lastly, we just have the water fed pole right here. So let me pull this out. This is a carbon fiber 30-foot water fed pole. I have 20 to 40-foot ones. And then on the end right here, we have a boar's hair bristle brush. This one's kind of worn down, might have to replace it soon. And then a rinse bar. If you guys have not used a rinse bar or don't have one yet, this is a game changer for cleaning windows for you or your technicians. Pretty much what it does, instead of shooting out, you know, the 4 pencil jets in the brush, it is one consistent long stream of a bunch of tiny holes that just rinse the window. But this is very efficient because with using deionized water and cleaning windows, I'd say one of the most important parts is rinsing. You have to rinse it very thoroughly, or else it's gonna dry with spots and it's not gonna do what the equipment is intended for. Also with the window cleaning side, filters are a huge thing. You have to change your filters every so often. That's why you should train your technicians to test the water every single job they do or every single day, because you know, if the TDS is more than 10, it's gonna spot up the windows, at least where I live in North Carolina. And I'm gonna have to redo the job, and it's gonna take so much more work because I have to get on a ladder for every window, use the steel wool, get the hard water stains off, and then clean the window again. So check your filters, make sure your TDS is below 10. And an easy way you can do that, buy a $10 TDS tester. Turn on the pump, have the water come out and test it, and that'll prevent a lot of headaches for you guys as well. All right, that is pretty much the video for you guys. This is just the breakdown and some tips and tricks about the setup and just the equipment of getting into the business. I'm gonna start posting a lot more just the actual behind the scenes of my business to help you guys out, because I have not posted, you know, anything about my actual business and the back ends and day-to-day operations. So I'm gonna be posting a lot more videos throughout the next couple weeks and months of just building my business and documenting it in real time, and just try to teach you guys what I've learned and help you guys in your business. So if you guys want any help or you have any questions, just feel free to DM me on Instagram at Caleb Cleans, and I'll see you in the next video.